Welcome back, everyone, to yet another touchdowns to home runs bold predictions pick video. We're sticking with the New Year's Six again with this video. Guys, do me a favor if you haven't already and you love college football, definitely go hit that sub button down below. All we post is a bunch of sports content on this video, especially right now in the college football season. We have tons of college football content, and I know we got a lot of Georgia Bulldog fans on this subscribe to this channel because we do cover a lot of SEC content. So if you're a fan of Cincinnati or Georgia or just a casual college football fan, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below and hit the like button too. Let me know that you like the video. Georgia versus Cincinnati, the Peach Bowl, the first of the 3 New Year's Six games on New Year's Day. We got this one, the Peach Bowl, opening up at 12 o'clock. That's kickoff time. And then right after that, we have Alabama Notre Dame in the Rose Bowl. And then after that, we head to New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl versus Clemson and Ohio State. So we got a packed slate for this. I already dropped my predictions for the Alabama Notre Dame game and the Clemson Ohio State one, and now I'm getting into my Georgia Cincinnati game. Guys, I cannot wait to get you my predictions because this is going to be a very, very intriguing game. You have the best team out of the group of 5 teams in Cincinnati, and then you have probably the team that hit the ground running the latest, the team that really bursted the latest. It's between Georgia and Oklahoma for the team that really started to hit their stride later on in the season. Georgia's a JT Daniels away from maybe being in the SEC championship. Depends on what. If you put JT Daniels into that Florida game, if you put JT Daniels into that Alabama game even, if he's healthy at that time, who knows what Georgia could have done this season, because how Georgia is playing right now is really, really scary. And let's look at Cincinnati. Undefeated group of 5 team, best group of 5 team. That's why they got the New Year's Six bid. In my honest opinion, I say that this win, if Cincinnati is able to go into Atlanta and come out with a win here, this is more impressive than UCF's win in the Peach Bowl against Auburn just 3 years ago with that group of 5 team playing on a SEC team. I think that this Georgia team, this 2020 Georgia team, will be a more impressive win than the 2017 Auburn team, because you look at the roster for Auburn, who's on that team? You had guys like Kerryon Johnson was still on the team. I'm pretty sure Jarrett Stidham was still the quarterback for that team. I think that if Cincinnati's able to go into Atlanta and beat Georgia, I think that says a lot more to the College Football Playoff Committee that Cincinnati should have got in than UCF beating Auburn does. That's just my honest opinion. Let me know down below in the comments what you think. What would be more impressive, UCF's win versus Auburn, or if Cincinnati was able to knock off Georgia, who is one of the hottest teams in all of college football right now, if that win would be more impressive? Because I honestly think it would be Cincinnati taking down Georgia. I think the 2020 Georgia is a better team than 2017 Auburn. That's just my opinion. But let's get into this game. Of course, I mentioned it before. JT Daniels has really stepped in and has become the leader for this Georgia Bulldogs offense. Ever since JT Daniels has stepped in, this team has looked completely different. Even though they've kind of been forgotten ever since that Florida game, and I'm guilty of this, people have kind of forgotten about the Georgia Bulldogs just because their race for the SEC championship, their race for the playoff kind of got pushed aside. They didn't really have a chance unless something absolutely absurd happened in college football. They were not going to make it. So a lot of people took their eye off of them. Florida got a lot more of the attention. Alabama did. Texas A&M was getting a lot of attention in the SEC. Teams like that, those 3 teams really got all the attention in the SEC. While Georgia kind of got pushed to the back because they lost to Florida. This is a very, very good football team. They are still in the top 10 for a reason. This is a very good football team. Rushing wise, with Cook and Zamir White back there, those two absolutely carry the rushing game for Georgia. I'm telling you, this team, rushing wise, I'm a huge South Carolina fan if you couldn't see behind me. By the way, I didn't really have any Georgia or Cincinnati stuff, so I put through a Joe Burrow jersey back there because he's on the Bengals now. But I do have Bulldogs fans or Georgia sports fans in general. I do have a Georgia sports jersey coming. I'm going to do a jersey unboxing video for that. So definitely, if you want to stick around for that, hit the sub button so you get notified when that video gets thrown up, because it is coming soon and I cannot wait to open that one. Getting back to this rushing game with Zamir White, Cook, this rushing game, I'm a huge South Carolina fan. I said it before. Watching that game against South Carolina, which was just, when was that? November the 28th. we cannot even touch Georgia's rushing game. Georgia's rushing game, you even saw that earlier on in the season against the Auburn team. That Auburn game where many people thought that Auburn had a chance in that game. I even picked Auburn in that game. I'm not even going to come up here and lie. I picked Auburn to win that game. Georgia's rushing game absolutely carried Georgia in that game, and Auburn's offense was not able to do anything. We know that Georgia has a very, very, very good defense. Even though I wouldn't say I'm a big Bulldogs fan at all because I'm a Gamecocks fan, this is a team that I love to watch a lot of the time. Even though I'm not necessarily cheering for them, they find themselves in some really, really good games, and I love watching some Georgia Bulldogs football sometimes. Even though I'm a Gamecocks fan, Georgia's a really exciting team to watch. You saw the rushing game absolutely carry against Auburn. Early on in the season, Georgia was able to have a comeback win against Tennessee after being down at half. I'm pretty sure Tennessee led at halftime in that game. And then after that game was the Alabama game, which was tied at halftime. I think that's what a lot of people forget about this Georgia team. They had Alabama tied at halftime. It was just second half. Stetson Bennett and Georgia's offense just could not get rolling, and Alabama just took over from that point. Georgia has a very, very good defense. We all know that. They can get after the quarterback. Good news for the Georgia Bulldogs. It sounds like Ojulari and Richard LeCount are going to be playing in this game, but Monty Rice has opted out, as well as a bunch of other Georgia defenders. So that's going to be a bit of a loss for Georgia. But the fact that you're getting Ojulari and Richard LeCount back, Richard LeCount's one of the best safeties in all of college football. Ojulari is going to get some huge pressure on the line. That is going to be huge in this game against okay, I want to say Cincinnati's offense is okay. We all know their strength is that defensive side of the ball. Cincinnati's very, 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 very strong on that defensive side of the ball. Like, this team has been playing lights out defensively. They've been shutting teams out. Like, if you look at some of their scores, like the last couple games, they held Tulsa to 24. They held UCF to only 33. That's not that big. But ECU, you hold to 17. Houston to 10. Memphis to 10. SMU to 13. Like, you look at those teams, you got Buechele as quarterback for SMU, you got Brady White as quarterback for Memphis. Those are two of the better quarterbacks in all of Group of Five. So this team has been playing very, 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 very good. I cannot put a more emphasis on how good that this Cincinnati defense has been playing. This is going to be a very, 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 these are going to be two of the better defensive teams that you see face up against each other in this game. Bryant leads Cincinnati in interceptions. He has 3 interceptions in this game. I'm telling in the season so far, this is a very, very good team. White leads with 74 tackles. For a Group of 5 teams, this team leads on defense. Yes, their offense is okay, led by Ritter. I don't want to say this team is absolutely amazing offensively. Ritter has 2,090 yards passing this season. You got Dokes with 673 yards rushing, and then you got Wiley as the leading receiver with 318. Again, those aren't stats that are going to jump out at you offensively, but again, this team's strength is the defensive side of the ball. So the most exciting matchup in this game is by far going to be that Georgia rushing game versus this Cincinnati defense, because Cincinnati has been a very good defense all along. Have they played an offense that is good as Georgia's? Have they played a rushing game that is as good as Georgia's with a dual threat monster in the backfield with, you got Cook, you got White, I think you also got McIntyre. You got tons and tons of talent on that Georgia rushing game. So this game could get out of hand if Cincinnati isn't able to stop them on the defense. A stat that I've really liked to look into the last couple of videos, I've done this in every single video, is the ESPN Power Index predictor and how they look at, because I give my predictions or whatever. I love to see ESPN's so-called analysis or analytics, like this is actual stats being put into this percentage. Right now they have Georgia at a 70.7% chance to win this game. That puts Cincinnati at a 29.3% chance to win this game. Honestly, I'd put it somewhere around here. I do have Georgia winning this game. I think that Georgia is the better team in this game, but I still think that if you play this game, this is how I love to look at these percentages. If you play this game 10 times, I do see a Cincinnati team who's very, very good winning this game about 3 times out of 10, and I do see Georgia winning 7 times out of 10. I'd maybe even switch that to 60-40, because we don't know what we're expecting in this game, because we haven't seen Cincinnati play any good Power 5 teams. Like, this is the first time that Cincinnati's going to be playing a Power 5 team. This is the first time that Georgia's going to be playing a Group of 5 team. We have no clue what to expect. This is the first game that Georgia's playing out of conference. We don't know what the conferences match up like. In all seriousness, I know this is going to sound crazy, but we have no idea that maybe the American could have been way better than the SEC this year. We just don't know because we haven't seen the conferences play each other this year. So I know that's crazy to think about. I still think that the SEC is the best conference in all of college football, no question about it. But I'm just making a point that we haven't seen those conference versus conference games that really give us a measure for how is each team going to match up. We don't have that like connected game. Like these two teams haven't played the same team before. Like let's say Georgia was to play Memphis and Cincinnati already played Memphis. That gives you a bit of a hint to see who's going to be better in this game just because those two teams have played a similar opponent. You could see how they lined up against Memphis, how they played Memphis and everything like that. We don't get that this year in college football because of COVID-19. It was all conference schedules, so we do not really know how Georgia and Cincinnati are going to line up. But just looking at the eye test from how these teams played in their own conferences, I do see Georgia as being the better team in this game. Right now, the spread is favoring Georgia by 7 points, over under 50.5. I'd honestly take the under in this game because I said it before. These defenses are very, very good. I think this is going to be a very defensive, low-scoring game. If I had to make a score prediction, I might go, let's say like Georgia 20-24, Cincinnati 21 or 17, something like that. Lower scoring game. Obviously, I said it before, this is going to be a very, very defensive battle. Expect a very low score. Expect some turnovers in this game. Expect teams to go for some fourth downs and there's be some big stops on fourth down because that's what I see in this game. But all in all, I do have the Georgia Bulldogs coming out of Atlanta. They're playing at home too. They're playing in Atlanta, Georgia. Even though it's not going to be full capacity, you're getting a home crowd in this game. And anytime that the Bulldogs can play in Georgia, I think that that's a plus. So I am taking the Georgia Bulldogs in this game. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I appreciate it. Like the video. Comment down below, definitely subscribe, and thanks for watching, and come back next time.